What's good is Postman, liveoffbeats.com. If you're a music producer looking to get to six figures within the next 12 weeks or become a six-figure producer in the next 12 weeks, pay attention to this video because I'm going to give you some secrets that's going to get you there faster than you ever thought possible. Now, even if you struggled in the past, even if you've been trying to sell beats, you've been at it, you've been inconsistent, you haven't gotten the results you want, don't worry about that. There's some very key reasons why that is, and I'm going to show you how to change that in this video. Now, I first made my first you say, well, Postman, what qualifies you to tell me how to make six figures as a music producer online, right? That's the first question you should be asking. Well, I first made my first six figures as a music producer online when I was 24 years old. I'm 31 now, so I haven't made less than six figures since then. So I reached that milestone at 24 and have gone well beyond that now. But I remember when I first got started and I was trying to get to that point, trying to get a breakthrough because I was really struggling. No, being honest, I had stopped working at the Target warehouse. I got fired, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do my music production full time. And I thought it was gonna be a lot easier because everybody tells you about being passionate. If you do what you love, the money will follow and all that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of thing I was on. I'm like, hey man, I love music production. I was spending all my free time making music in the studio. I wasn't out partying. I was in the studio making music, working with different artists, all those things. But the money wasn't coming. You understand what I'm saying? So, a while went by, maybe like years, a couple years were going by, and month after month I was really struggling, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm doing the things that, I'm learning new things, I'm marketing, I'm doing, the right techniques, but it just seemed like it wasn't catching on. I see other producers, now not necessarily online at the time, but other producers just in the industry that were younger than me or that were the same age as me, and I felt they weren't as hot as me, and they were just getting on and becoming super producers and producing hit records. I'm like, man, that should be me, and it started to frustrate me. I'm like, what am I doing wrong that, my life isn't turning out the way that, I had envisioned it? And I followed my dream, I followed my passion, I did what I was taught, what I thought, would make me, all this money and successful and make me financially good. But I ended up just more in debt, struggled, for a while. And so it wasn't until I learned this technique, I learned this, and it's not, I don't want to call it technique. Let me rephrase. I learned this process. I learned, that there was something that I was missing, I was doing wrong. And so no matter what I tried, I kept coming back to square one. And so, I set New Year's resolutions, January 1st, I'd say, hey man, I'm going to be this, I'm going to do this. And I would have all these actions that I was going to do. And then, by the next year, January, I was literally in the same place or in a worse position than I was before then, or I barely moved the needle. And I'm like, what happened? I really was motivated. I really was telling the truth. I really would, tell my family, yo, this is it. This is my year. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Just give me some time. But watch, I'm grinding. I really was working. I wasn't BSing, but it just was not clicking for me. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And so I stumbled upon this process, and someone, a really, really rich person said, hey man, you should check this out and go through this process. So I'm like, okay, well, how is this going to help me? I need to learn how to, market better on the internet. I need to sell more beats. I need to find clients. I need to, network. I'm thinking I need to do all those things. And I was trying to do them, and I was doing them somewhat, but it never was coordinated to nothing, to where I was like, hey, I'm successful, or hey, I'm making enough money to sustain myself and live and be able to buy the equipment I want or the sounds I wanted. It just wasn't coordinated. Sometimes I make some money, and then I'd spend that, and then I was gone, and I have to try to figure out how to make some more money. So that cycle was continuing, and it wasn't until I went through this process and I actually did it and followed it and said, you know what, let me try something different that actually had the breakthrough. And then I've taught this to many other producers, and they've had their breakthrough going through the same thing. And it's some fundamental reasons why people struggle, especially producers, when it comes to selling their beats and having a music production business that produces money. Not because it's hard, because think about it, it's so easy now. You can reach everybody with an iPad, with an iPhone, right? I have an iPhone, and I make all kinds of money just from my phone. I could network, I could sell beats, I could sell music, I could sell whatever from my iPhone and reach the entire planet, reach super producers, super artists. I can reach labels. I've connected with Atlantic Records, Warner Brothers. I connect with all these different companies just by finding their Twitter and hitting them up and stuff like that. So it's not necessarily a situation where you don't have the opportunity or the access. You know, as long as you have the internet, you have the access. So what is it about, you know, what are you doing wrong that the other producers, like some of my clients are doing, that are making up to 20K per month selling their beats on the internet? What are you missing, right? So that's the question. What is it that what's the gap? What is it that, you know, they're doing that you're not doing? I think it's not so much technical as it is going through this process and getting very clear on what it is and where you're going. You know, and what it is that you're trying to build, and have an actual execution plan, a plan to get you there. Because most of the time we're just kind of doing stuff. We learn some stuff here. Or I put some beats on YouTube. Well, I remember I used to hear this all the time when, you know, the YouTube was really big in terms of selling beats. You know, producing me, man, I uploaded, you know, 20 beats to YouTube, and I'm not getting no sales. What's going on? I'm saying, well, yeah, but that's not the end all be all. Like, you can't just upload some beats to YouTube and think you're gonna make $100,000 a year. You know, and it's like, well, now the next question, well, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I doing wrong? You know, and a major part of it is, for me, is easy to see, is that everything is fragmented. It's like, hey, I'm gonna do a little bit of this, I'm gonna do this, I do a little bit of that, and it really doesn't coordinate into anything consistent that's gonna bring consistent results in money as a music producer. I see it all the time. Now, for me, the number one reason why I wanted to make money this way was freedom, right? I wanted freedom. Like right now, me and my family, we're going to go out to Hawaii, chill out there for about a month, and just chill out, man, on the beach. Bring my laptop, bring my iPad, and bring my headphones, you know, my good headphones, make some music, chill out, man, get the vibes. But see, you're not able to do that if, you know, you have to go to work every day, or if you're stuck somewhere. So that's how I do, man. I love the freedom. You know, that's always been my thing. So, you know, for you, if you want freedom to get inspiration and do different things, and not have to have somebody telling you when to do something and punching a clock, then you want to make it as a music producer. And this is your biggest opportunity, because you already been making beats, you already got the beats, you got the product, you've been already probably trying to get there, or been dreaming about it and thinking about it. Now you just need the blueprint on how to do it. Now, I want to give you a couple of strategies that you can try to implement and see how it works for you. So the first thing is, you need to know where you're going. You know, like, I talk to so many producers. You know, I'm doing this for a long time. I talk to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Who knows by now, right? 12 years in, I mean, it's been a lot of producers. And one of the main things is that I say, where are you going? Well, you know, I just want to sell some beats. I want to make enough so I can quit my job. I say, well, where are you going? You know, I mean, give me the exact target that you're going after per month. And then after that, you know, I say, okay, well, give me the blueprint on how you're going to get there, how you're going to execute. And generally it's like, well, you know, I'm gonna just post these beats on YouTube, and I got a sound click, you know, I got my beat site up, you know what I'm saying? They think by putting the stuff up is going to make you successful. That's not it either. You know, just getting some stuff up is not the thing. You know how many different producers got beat sites, got flash store players, and they don't sell at all, right? So that's not the thing. And another, you know, misconception that I find when it comes to becoming a six-figure producer online is, if you just, you know, keep making better beats, you know, make better music. You know, I hear that all the time. I've been hearing that since I started. And when I was just focusing on making better music and like focusing on my craft, I still was not making any money, and not making much money, because just think about it. It just, logically speaking, you could sit here and make 500 beats. You can make 5,000 beats, but how is perfecting your craft going to make you any money? It's just illogical. Think about it. You make 5,000 beats, now you got 5,000 new beats on your hard drive. Now what? You're still at square one, because you got a bunch of beats, but you don't have anybody that's going to give you money for them. And that's the more difficult part, right? In fact, making the beats, I would say, is the easiest part. In fact, I would rather learn how to build a six-figure music production business before I even was good at beats. If I had to have a choice, because I can always get better at beats. That's the easiest part. I can just sit down and make beats, and I'm going to get better every time I make a beat. As long as I practice, we know that I'm going to get better at the craft. But as far as selling them and making money with it, that's something that you can't just sit down and just practice. It's something that you have to know how to do. You have to apply, and things change, and the market changes in terms of, you know, how to sell beats. You know, there's different platforms. There's YouTube and Instagram. But the key is, man, you can make six figures as a music producer. That's the key, is you can make six figures as a music producer online. And it's easy as hell now. And what do I call six figures? I call six figures $10,000 per month which is $120,000 a year, because $8,000, I think it's technically 8,300, will get you 100,000 a year. But then when you factor in taxes, generally you're going to be under 100,000. So $120,000 a year will get you, after you pay your taxes, you'll have close to 100 grand left over after taxes. So with that type of money, think about what you can do. You can do anything. I mean, especially if you don't live in a super expensive city like middle of New York. Like if you live like in Atlanta or any other place outside of, middle Manhattan, $100,000 can go a long way. I mean, you could probably get the type of place you want. You ain't got to work a job no more. You could drive a Benz or BMW, whatever you want to drive. You can build whatever studio. You can have, your new equipment. You can have new sounds. It won't break your pocket. You still have money to save. You can even save up and buy a house if that's what you want. You can relocate somewhere that you may want to live, because all the money comes from the internet. So all you need is a laptop. You know what I'm saying? A laptop and internet connection, like I always say, and you could be pulling in $10,000 per month, every month. You know what I'm saying? Averaging $10,000 a month. And I mean, six figures is a great, I think it's a great goal. I think it's something that you can reach within the next 12 weeks if you follow the process and the game plan, and knowing and having these steps. Now, if you don't follow this process, and I'll put the process in an audio course called Secrets of the Six-Figure Producer. And I put it in an audio course, and the reason why I put it in an audio course because I can't give it all on a video, right? It's too much stuff. So but I break it down the process, and I walk you through the process. And by the time you finish that course, you're gonna be feeling like, I could really do this. And then you're gonna actually do it, because you're gonna have the actual execution plan and a plan, and exactly step by step what to do on how to get there. Right now, you've been kind of just doing things. You've been getting some knowledge. You've been getting some inspiration, and that's great. You've been watching YouTube or whatever you're doing, making beats, but you haven't really put together a full-grown process or plan to get you to a six-figure producer. And here's what happens when you keep doing what you're doing. You get the same results over and over and over again. And the definition of insanity, as you know, is to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. So if you're not a six-figure producer right now, if you do the same thing that you did last year, you did a month ago, if you keep doing the same stuff, you're going to be 80 years old still talking about, man, I want to sell some beats. I want to be a music producer. I'm one day make it as a music producer. I'm going to quit my job one day. And you know what's crazy is that a lot of times, we'll give up. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just give up on our dreams, and you'll just be working a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. You'll be 50, 60 years old, just talking about what you could have did and what you should have did, and you never actually did it and never lived your dreams. And it's not because you weren't smart or nothing like that, or talented or gifted at music, and not because you weren't passionate. It's because you didn't have this process, the secrets to six-figure music producer. And the reason why I could sit here and say that it works is because it worked for me. First, before I taught anybody, I did it on myself. I went from a struggling music producer to one of the top music producers on the internet, just like that. And it's like in the blink of an eye. Everybody knows who Postman is. Postman, the biggest thing smoking. You know what I'm saying? I got all types of brands. I've worked with, did deals with companies as big as Native Instruments, reaching out and doing deals with them. It's just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm everywhere. How did I go from a guy who was just sitting in his mother's living room, struggling, talking about, hey man, just getting fired, talking about, hey man, I'm gonna be a successful music producer one day with no connections and nothing, no money, nothing, no income. So this process works because it worked on myself, and I made my first six figures at the age of 24. I never looked back. And when I say six figures, that means I made six figures in a calendar year, and I never looked back. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm a seven-figure dude, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you, not to brag, but just to tell you, like, yo, it's possible for you. If I'm not the brightest guy in the brightest crayon in the box, even though you think I am, but I'm really not. I just follow these processes, and I understand now how to do certain things, and I just do them really well. And if you get this process that I put into this audio course, you're going to have the same results. But it's the missing ingredient. It's what you've been missing. You can keep trying. That's fine. You're going to think you're going to get consistent results, but you're not. You can keep thinking one day it's going to happen for you, but it's not if you keep doing the same things. Now, this audio course is probably the best that I've ever done. If to be honest with you, it's not to say my other ones aren't great, because they are great. But this is really the process that transforms human life. It's going to transform you from a guy struggling with beats on his hard drive struggling to try to make ends meet, struggling to do this and that with his music, to being that producer that you've always dreamed about and having that six-figure empire as a music producer online to where you can live your dreams and be free. That's what's in the audio course. Like, I put it in there, and it's set up to do exactly that. You won't be the same person that you were before you went through that audio course. And it's not just mindset stuff. It's also laid out. You're gonna have by the time you're done with that course, you're gonna have a plan of action to where do this, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and you know exactly what to do and exactly when you're gonna do it. You're gonna have a plan of action. You're gonna execute, and then for the next 12 weeks, and you're gonna be successful and become a six-figure producer in the next 12 weeks. And it's possible. I know it'll work for you, and I'm telling you it's gonna work. I promise you. I guarantee it. If it don't work, then get your money back for the course. Who cares? Because I know that it's going to work for you. I don't want your money if it don't work. Why would you pay me for something? So over 12 weeks, you're not a six-figure producer. Say, hey, Postman, it didn't work for me. I applied it, I tried it, and it didn't work. But there's no way on God's green earth that you're going to apply this, because it's an art and a science. It's really the art and the science of becoming a six-figure producer. But I named it the secrets because, a lot of people don't know about it. And the ones that do know about it, they don't tell you. They just keep telling you about little tactics and techniques, but they don't tell you the real behind-the-scenes work that they actually did to get there. But they give you little tidbits, and then you think that, oh, this is it, man. This little tidbit here, tidbit there. But I'm giving you exactly how to do it, especially if you've been struggling for so long. These are the processes that you must have. And then once you have these in place, I'm telling you, once you go through this audio course, your life will never be the same, man. It's impossible. It changed my life. It changed everybody else's life that I put onto it. And the person who put me onto it was high power, money maker. And they did the process themselves, transforming their lives. And I put the process and made it for you as a producer, and then also gave you, taught you how to teach you how to, sell beats online, and give you the process for that as well. So it's not just general, it's specific to you as a music producer. Here's how you get to become a six-figure music producer. It's not going to happen by accident. It's not going to happen because you just want it to happen. It's not going to happen because you're talented and gifted. It's going to happen because you're going to go through this process, a specific set of processes. You're going to have an execution plan at the end of this audio course, and you're going to be ready for action, and you're going to have a dream, a vision, a goal, and you're going to be able to execute, and people are going to look at you and go, damn, how did you do that? And how did you do it so fast? It only takes 12 weeks. So by the end of 12 weeks, you'll have a six-figure music production business. And it's not a 12-week course. I'm saying that it takes 12 weeks to, once you apply this, you start implementing the strategies, it's going to take about 12 weeks. And that's it. And that's, that's a beautiful thing to have a whole new life at the end of 12 weeks. Think about 12 weeks ago. 12 weeks is roughly 3 months. So think about 3 months ago, where you were at. Are you at a totally different place in your life now than you were 3 months ago? Or are you at relatively the same space or the same place, dealing with the same problems, the same struggles, having the same issues? If that's the case, then you need to do something different, right? Like, I'm just showing you, like, you need to do something different. You can't keep doing the same thing. So if you do, you're going to get the same results. So ultimately, click the link down there. Just download the course. Trust me. It's not nothing that you've ever heard, you've ever done. It's going to transform your music production career, your music production business. It's not just talk. Just get it and see. Either what I'm saying is true or false. And I'm telling you it's 100% true. But check it out. But this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to not check it out, and then you go back to living your old life, and then you had an opportunity to get the right knowledge, the right information, and the right processes to get you there. But then you just turned to, oh man, you know what, another time, and all that type of stuff. And then you ultimately don't reach your dreams, because you had an opportunity to learn it, but you really didn't, which really showed that you really wasn't serious in the first place. It's like a paradox. If you don't get it, you know you're not serious. You know you were never going to be successful as a music producer, no way. If you do get it, then you're going to be successful, and you're going to be one of the ones that be telling other producers, hey man, you need to get this audio course, you need to go through this, and you're going to help them and share it and spread the wealth, spread the knowledge. You're going to give it to your family and friends, and they're going to be like, man, you know what, you helped me transform my life. Because this is secrets that people don't know. Your average person just don't know it, because they just go to work and come home and watch TV, and that's their life. I live a different type of life, and you can too. Live life in your dreams as a music producer. Anyways, get the audio course. Click down there. Get it right now while it's on discount. And man, transform your life, and send me a testimony and let me know exactly how your life was transformed in 12 weeks. So click down there, get it. Don't waste no time. Don't hesitate. Listen to it. Pop it in right now into your headphones, into your iPhone, into your CD on your computer. Listen to it and watch what happens. Peace. PostmanLiveOfBeats.com. Download that now.